Jai Hind students, today again I am back with the second module of Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. As in the previous module, we studied about Janpadas, Varna system and Ashwamedha sacrifices also. Now in today's module, we will talk about Mahajanpadas. As by name only you can guess, you can understand that Mahajanpadas will be something larger than or more important than the Janpadas. So, some Janpadas became more important than others and these Janpadas were known as Mahajanpadas about 2500 years ago. Most Mahajanpadas had a capital city. Many of these were fortified. What is the meaning of fortification? That the huge wall of wood, bricks or stone were built around them. And why was that these areas were fortified? Because generally forts were probably built because the reason was that people were afraid of the attack from other kings and needed protection. So for getting protection they generally used to fortified the areas. Now it is also likely that some rulers wanted to show how rich and powerful they were by building really large, tall and impressive walls. The new Rajas now began maintaining armies. Soldiers were paid regular salaries and maintained by the king throughout the year. Some payments were probably made using the punch marked coins, and about punch marked coins we will be studying in our coming chapters. Now as they started settling down, they started fortified the towns, military system, especially the armies were also maintained, then they definitely the like profit or the revenue also they should get some from somewhere. So the rulers of Mahajanpadas were building like huge forts, maintaining armies. They needed more resources, and more resources, the resource will be financial resource. So what they did, that instead of depending on occasional gifts brought by the people, they started collecting regular taxes. And there were taxes which were collected on several grounds, like first, taxes on crops were most important, and this was because maximum people were farmer. Usually the tax was fixed 1/6 of what was produced, means whatever it was produced, the 1/6 portion will be given as a, will be paid as a tax. This was known as bhaga or share. Second criteria was that the taxes were also fixed to the craft persons as well, and it was not monetary, it was in the form of labor. For example, if a weaver or a smith may have been had to work for a day in every month for the king, and that will be the tax. Herders were also expected to pay tax in the form of animals or animal produce. There were also tax on goods that were bought or sold through trade, that trade tax. The hunter or gatherers also had to provide forest produce to the rajas. Now we will talk about agriculture. As we have seen that the maximum people, mostly the people were farmers. So what were the procedure? That there were generally two major changes that took place in agriculture around that time. First was growing use of iron plowshare, and second was people began transplanting paddy. Instead of scattering seeds on the ground, they started transplanting paddy, and they saw that in this way they can grow more and more crops. Then we will look about Magadha. It was a closer look to Magadha. Like we will see, there were several cities. It was the time when Magadha became the most important Mahajanpada in about 200 years ago. Many rivers such as Ganga and Sun flowed through Magadha. As you know, Magadha, which is located in the state or territory of Bihar in the present day. This was important for transport, water supplies, and making land fertile. Definitely, as we know that generally the bank of rivers are always fertile. The parts of Magadha were forested. Elephants which lived in the forest could be captured and trained for the army, and forest also provided wood for building houses, carts and chariots. Besides, there were iron ore mines in the region that could be tapped to make strong tools and weapons. Magadha had very two important or powerful rulers. One was Bimbisara and second was Ajatasattu. One more thing which is noticeable here, that around 2300 years ago, beta, a ruler named Alexander, who lived in Macedonia in Europe, wanted to become a world conqueror. Of course, he could not conquer the whole world, but he wanted to. But when he went to that campaign, he conquered few parts, like he conquered the parts of Egypt, West Asia, and then he came to Indian subcontinent. Reaching up to the bank of Beas, when he wanted to march further towards the east, his soldiers refused, and they were scared because they have heard that the rulers of India had vast armies of foot soldiers, chariots and elephants. So he went back from that area. That was definitely noticeable, because as you can see that how Indian soldiers were powerful at that period of time. Now we will discuss about Vaji. As Magadha became a very powerful kingdom, Vaji with its capital at Vaishali, which is located in Bihar, was under a different form of government known as Gana or Sangha. Where it is noticeable here that both Buddha and Mahavira belonged to Gana and Sangha. They both, and which we will study in the next chapter. About them we will study in a detail in the next chapter. So now, in a Gana or Sangha, there were not one but many rulers. Sometimes, even when thousands of men ruled together, each one was known as the Raja. These Rajas performed rituals together. They also met in assemblies and decided what had to be done and how through discussion and debate. For example, if they were attacked by any enemy, they met to discuss what should be done to meet the threat. However, here women and dasas and kammakaras, and women, they could not participate in these assemblies. They were, as we have already went through, that the slaves or the Shudras, and along with Shudras, women also were not allowed to participate in any ritual or any social work. So they were also not allowed to participate here. Now one more thing I would like to tell here, that till Gupta ruler attacked about 1500 years ago, we had the Gana and Sangha rule. Like Rajas of powerful, there were several Rajas of powerful kingdom who tried to conquer Sanghas. Nevertheless, they lasted for a very long period till Gupta ruler entered and conquered them. So this was all about for today. Now we will meet again with the next chapter and next module in our coming classes. Till then, have a good day and definitely happy learning. Thank you.